What's going on, Essentials crew? Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be going over an application called Open Broadcast Software, or OBS. Now, this is an application that allows you to record through your computer. You can live stream, you can screen record, you can record a webcam. All around, it's a super useful tool if you're doing anything video related on your computer. A couple of reasons why I would recommend this application over some of the other screen recording applications is, one, there's really no parameters on what you can do. There's no restrictions on frame rates or quality or anything like that. It's completely open. It lets you do whatever you want. Because it can do so much, it can be kind of daunting when you first start out. However, it is pretty simple to use still. There's just a lot of options in it, and you don't have to use all of them. So some of the uses that I use this for is I will record my screen if I'm trying to capture B-roll, or I can use it to capture audio, or I can use it to live stream. I also can use it to capture my camera feed through my computer. So if I want to record with a microphone like this, and it only goes through USB, I can also plug my camera into my computer using an adapter, which I have a video on that. With that setup, you can actually record all of it and embed it straight into one video file, which is super useful. You don't have to do it later on. Overall, it just simplifies everything. However, again, this is a very complex program, so I do want to make this guide really quick to show you kind of the basics on how to get started and how to use it. Again, sky's the limit. You can go ahead and take off with it all you want. I'm just going to show you the very basics. So without further ado, with that said, let's go ahead and jump on the computer and get it all set up. All right, so first things first, we're going to want to go ahead and jump onto our browser, and we're going to want to find right here. If you just type OBS into Google, you'll probably will see it. Otherwise, you can type in Open Broadcast Software. You'll see a download option. You go ahead and click that, and then you download the program that applies to your system. And yes, this works on Windows, Mac, or Linux. Now, when you first launch the program, it will look something like this. So let's go ahead and walk through the UI here real quick. You have some options up here at the top, and then you've got your scenes, sources, audio mixer, scene transitions, and controls. So basically, it allows you to have multiple scenes with multiple sources in them. So for instance, right now I'm capturing my display, but I'm also capturing a webcam, and I'm capturing an application, and I'm capturing another application, and I'm capturing audio. So this is doing a bunch of different things. However, in this one in particular, I don't have anything currently set up, which is another perk to this application. You can run multiple applications at the same time. Like right now, I'm running one so that I can show you what it looks like, but then I'm also running another one that allows me to capture the one that I'm showing you, as well as a bunch of other stuff in my audio. All around, this is a super useful software. So first off, we have scenes. This is just your scenes. You can create multiple scenes, and within each scene, you can have different sources. Your sources are going to be your windows, your display captures, your webcams, your microphones, your audios, all the different things that you're going to add into a scene. So you can have a scene that's just your desktop, you can have a scene that's your camera, and you can have it go from one scene to the next. And then over here, you can set your transition. So you can go ahead and just have hotkeys on your computer. You can have a full screen of you, and then you can have a display or window capture with a little webcam, and all you gotta do is push one button and it'll switch from one to the other, depending on how you want to do it. So you could just record a whole video and just switch by hand as you're recording. Anyways, we move over here to the audio mixer. This is going to allow you to adjust volume levels, and then you have your scene transitions, and then you have all of your controls. You can do a lot here. So first, we're going to jump into settings. In your settings, you're going to have a bunch of different menus. You're going to have general, stream, output, audio, video, hotkeys, accessibility, and advanced. Really, I only use output, audio, and video. Those are kind of the main ones that I use. General is just kind of your general application settings. So this is going to be like what language you want to use, what theme you want to use. Anyways, let's go down and stream. You can go ahead and select what you want to stream through. So if you're going to do Facebook, you're going to do Twitter, or you're going to do YouTube, you can stream through all of these things through here as well. Then you can go down to output. This is going to be a lot of your output settings. So this is when you finish a video and you stop recording. This is what configuration it's going to save your video or capture your video in. So you can go ahead and set your bitrate. You can pretty much just leave all of this exactly how it comes. You don't really have to change much of it. The only thing I would recommend changing is right here in this recording area. So this allows you to browse your files and select where you want this file to go once you're done recording. Then you can go ahead and set your recording quality. I typically just leave this on high quality. Then you can set your format. So if you want MP4, MOV, whatever is most compatible. Realistically, MP4 is the most round the board compatible. Again, you don't really have to get too in depth into this stuff. Just a normal setting and, set where you want it to go. It's not that complicated. Then you go down to audio, and then this is going to allow you to set all of your audio profiles. So you can set default microphones, you can set all your different audio settings, what encoding channels you want to do. Anyways, you don't have to get very in depth with this. It kind of out of the box just works. So then you're gonna go down to video. This is probably going to be one of the more important ones that you set. So you're going to set your base canvas resolution, and then you set your output resolution. So if you have a 4K screen, you're going to want to set this to 4K, but then you can set your output to, say you only want to do 1080 because you're going to be streaming, and you don't want to have any lag or issues with internet speed. You can go ahead and just set your output to 1080, and then you can set your frame rate. Hotkeys, again, you can set start recording, stop recording, whatever you want. I don't really use these. I just hit record on the application. Accessibility, again, you can just select all this stuff, and these are all just, you know, play with it if you want. Realistically, the main setting that you're going to want to do is your video settings. You're going to want to set your resolutions to what you want, and then you're going to want to set your output to where you want your files to go, and then set your quality and your recording format. Again, all out of the box, this application comes pretty much functioning just the way we want. So there's not really a whole lot to change, but that's kind of the basics of the settings. Let's go ahead and jump in and add a scene. So we already have a scene here. We're gonna go ahead and now add sources to our scene. You can either right click right here, or you can go ahead and you can hit this plus button. This allows you to select a source to add. We're gonna go ahead and add a window capture. We're gonna hit OK. And then you can see here, it has already picked one. We can pick the one that we want. We're gonna go ahead and select this one, which is just my browser. That way we can just throw it on there. Again, we don't really have to touch any settings. Out of the box, this application works pretty good. All right, so now just for the fun of it, we're gonna add another source. We're gonna go ahead and select a video capture device. This will be like a webcam. So we're gonna add this, and this is gonna add our webcam. Now, obviously this is not a very good webcam, but we're gonna add it anyway. Next, we can add something like, say we have a microphone. So we're gonna add a audio input capture. And we're gonna hit go ahead and
This is a country where we speak English.
You can name these whenever you add them. You can do whatever you want. I just leave them the same because I usually don't have that much stuff. Select device. We're gonna do. We'll do the microphone that I'm holding in my hand right now. Now you can see we've got all of our stuff added here, but you can see this is way too big, and this is like kind of in the way, and everything's just kind of. So we can go ahead and grab corners. You can just shrink this stuff down. Kind of put it wherever you want. Go ahead and shrink this down. Drag it up. All right, we don't really want to show our navigation bar. There we go. So that looks pretty good right there. And now you can see we've added ourselves a little scene just like that. Now let's say we want to add another scene. We're gonna go ahead and hit add scene 2, and now you can see it faded to black. Now it's okay, well, now what do? We're gonna add a display capture. So if you look in here, right there, we got display capture. Go ahead and add that in, and we're gonna select, let's go ahead and do the monitor that I'm actually running my other application that's recording what you're seeing right now. So go ahead and add that one in. So then we've got that setting right there. And we're gonna go ahead and add another source, and we're gonna add text. We're just gonna throw some text on the screen. So let's say, welcome, you know, something like this, something real simple. We can select our font, you can do whatever you want. Anyways, we're not gonna get too fancy, and we're gonna put that right here. So we're just gonna add that right there. And again, we can kind of move all this stuff around wherever we want just by clicking and dragging. You can grab the corners. So now what we can do is we can just go from scene 1 to scene 2, and we can just click one to the other, and it'll just go from one to the next. Now we can set a hotkey to make just one button do this if we want. These are things that I don't even hardly use, but I'm just gonna show you how to use them just so you know how to use this application. Now another thing that we can do is we can go ahead and right click on whatever we're wanting to select, and then it gives us this long list of options. Say we don't want this to be here, we want it to just take up the whole screen. We can go ahead and hit transform, and we can go ahead and just add fit to screen. You can see right here, it's fit to screen. We can select something like this, we can right click, you can rename it, you can cover it, you can screenshot, you can do all kinds of stuff. Anyways, sky's the limit with what you can do. There's an infinite number of things. You can even add filters, and you can add like compressors, gain, limiters. It's a lot, but I'm not going to get into all that. I don't even know how to use most of this stuff. For the most part, it's a pretty simple program. You just need to know some of the basic things just to kind of get started. It is a little bit daunting because there's so much. Now, if you manage to somehow just mess all of this up and you just don't really know what to do next, just go over here and go to view, and you can hit reset UI, and it resets everything and puts everything back where you want it. That way you can find what you need. Now that is the OBS or Open Broadcast software setup guide. A quick tip, if you're going to be doing any screen capture stuff, I suggest turning autofill off. Otherwise you might end up getting your email address, your phone number, or your credit card information. Like, things might just get thrown up on screen, and you don't want that. When it goes to edit, it just becomes kind of a headache to try and get rid of. So I suggest turning that off really quick. And one last thing is that if you want to use a professional camera as a webcam on your computer, I did make a video on an adapter that allows you to do just that. I would suggest going and checking that out. With that said, if you have any questions, please comment them below. I'd be happy to answer those, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Why do I do that? I don't know.